So I hope you've had time to answer the questions that I posed at the end of the last class. Let me give you some possible answers that I would give. The first question we asked is, what is the problem of childhood obesity? Obesity is a major health risk for children. Obese children tend to become obese adults, and for adults, obesity creates serious health risks, including diabetes and heart disease. Obese children tend to have low self-esteem, and the costs to government and others of treating obesity, whether children or adults, is very high. Obesity disproportionately affects poor people, and obesity is causing an increasing problem for airlines that have to widen the seats and lower their capacity to handle people with greater weight. So as in the case of homelessness, the husband and wife philanthropists have somewhat different centers of their interests. So let's first imagine a dialogue with the wife, trying to understand what she regards as the central problem. Once again, asking the whys. You say, you referred to many studies that show obesity is a major health risk. What's the problem? She answers, childhood obesity leads to hypertension, coronary disease, stroke, and diabetes later in life. And why is that a problem, you ask? It increases the risk of death and illness, which reduces people's length and quality of life. And why is this important to you as a philanthropist? As a philanthropist, I care about improving the lives of all people. And now you have a similar dialogue with the husband. And you ask, you mentioned that there are many costs related to medical treatment of obesity. Why is this a problem? He answers, many of these costs occur when obese children become obese adults. Medical treatment of coronary heart disease, stroke, and other obesity-related illness is very expensive and can drastically cut into the savings of families. Why is this a problem? These costs eventually fall on the government, taxpayers, and they increase insurance premiums. Why is this problem important to you, a philanthropist? I do not like to see a disproportionate amount of money being spent on preventable problems. At the rate the problem is growing, my children will pay even higher tax rates and insurance bills. As we did with homelessness, it will be important to identify stakeholders who are concerned either with the problem of obesity or may be affected by its solution. So there are children. Their interests are health, self-image, self-confidence, their ability to participate in youth activities. Obese children who grow into obese adults, their health, job success, bearing healthy children, their ability to participate in recreational and other activities. Taxpayers, the strain on limited resources. Parents, who are concerned with their children's well-being. Educators, who are concerned with student performance in class. Airlines and fellow passengers, the interests are obese people take up too much space, they're too heavy. The food and beverage industry, some of whom make very healthy foods, but some of whom make large profit with sugar-sweetened beverages and other junk food. And insurance companies who are concerned about the increased costs of care of obese people. From this list of stakeholders, we can identify at least 3 important groups of beneficiaries. Children. Their needs are health, self-image, self-confidence, and weight loss. Their parents, they need to know about the dangers of obesity and how to meet their children's needs and how to keep food costs in line. And then government, taxpayers, and insureds, the costs now and the costs when obese children become obese adults. So based on our analysis so far, including the conversations with the philanthropists and with stakeholders, let's describe what the ideal world would be like if this problem were solved. In the ideal world, children are not obese, they have ready access to healthy food, and they have ready access to places to exercise. Children and their families can buy healthy foods at reasonably low costs. People at risk of obesity have the knowledge and resources available to reduce or avoid the problem. Health providers and taxpayers incur significantly lower costs dealing with the problems of obesity. Most optimistically, and hopefully, childhood obesity and the social and medical problems it creates are no longer a problem for our city. Now, these are my answers, and I expect you've thought of some of your own, and I look forward to continuing the project with you next week.